Hudson Valley Knits. I am Amy, your host, and today is Sunday, April 17th, I think. I think it's the 17th, 16th or 17th. It's the Sunday after tax day, but I guess there's some extension. I don't know because I filed already, but anyway, I am outdoors today. It is gorgeous out. This is episode 63, and I am located at Oscawana Nature Preserve in Krugers, New York. It is actually right down the road from where I grew up. This was one of my childhood stomping grounds, this little park. It was very, there were no picnic benches or anything when I was a kid. It was just, woods. But this is where me and my sister Lisa would come every day and walk the dogs, and then we'd sit by the river and do our homework a lot of times. Let the dogs run around, and nobody would be around. There'd be nobody here. In high school days, this is where a lot of us kids partied. So this is like one of my favorite places to be. A lot of beautiful memories here. Anyway, you may notice that I look a little different. I got my hair cut yesterday. It's a whole new look for me. I got it colored too as well. It's, a little dark. But I've never had short hair. Not since I was like in first grade. My mother cut, well, we were playing beauty parlor with our neighbor, and because our neighbor Janet Alford decided she wanted to be a hairdresser when she grew up, and she practiced on me and my sister Lisa and butchered our hair. So my mom took us both to the barber shop, or the hairdresser rather, and we got all our hair chopped off, and I hated it. And I've never cut my hair short since then, until yesterday. And I'm honestly not sure if I like it, or if I'm just not used to seeing myself with short hair. I'm actually looking at myself now in the camera. It's a little windblown because I've been outside all day, and it is windy by the river where I was. It looked pretty good when I left the house. I have a lot of hairspray in it now. I guess what I was trying to do was, I hate to kind of talk about hair, but I'll try and make it short and sweet. My hair changes a lot over the years. I've never had beautiful straight hair though. If you see me in a podcast where my hair was nice and straight and soft looking, it probably took me a couple hours to get it like that. I've had years where my hair has been very curly, and I've had years where my hair has been wavy, but almost always it's very dry and I don't know, I always describe it as the Brillo pad look. Frizzy is the word I'm looking for. And lately it just hasn't been as curly as it used to be. I used to get like the ringlet curls, and if I really wanted to, I could just let it dry naturally and it would usually curl up nice. But that seems to be kind of going away. So I've had to blow it dry straight, which, like I said, takes a long time every day. I don't wash it every day, but every time I wash it. And with my hair long, it was taking a long time, and then you can't get the back very well. So I decided to try short hair, thinking either because it was short, it would curl up a lot again, which it did do. I'll get back to that. Or if I had to blow it out, it would just take a lot less time. And I did. I blew it out this morning. I just used a brush to kind of curl a little bit, and I put some hairspray at the roots to give it some height. When I got home from the hairdresser yesterday, I wet it again and I let it dry naturally, and it did curl up a lot, but it looked terrible. I don't know if it's because of the layers she gave me and the way it's shaped, but I looked so ridiculous. I look like a freaking clown. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Obviously, I got to make this work until it grows out, if I decide to grow it out. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. Like I said, my hair will not curl up like it used to when it's long. but it still has a lot of nice weight, but my hair is frizzy and it's just never straight and soft, so I don't know what to do with it. Now, let's go back to knitting. I have a few projects on the needles, one new one, which is I don't have much to show, and I have an FO. Let's see, let's start with, since I have my backpack, whatever's on the top, which is a pair of socks. So last time I podcast, I said I was going to abstain from starting a pair of socks until I finished that hat I was working on with sock yarn, which was a pretty mindless knit and whatnot. So I didn't really wait until I finished the hat. I have joined this incredibly enabling group on Facebook called I want to say Addicted to Sock Knitting. It's a group that a sock knitting magazine, which you might want to check out. It's a digital magazine all about sock knitting. I got the free copy. Lots of great patterns and articles, but I just have so many sock patterns I don't need another book. But every Wednesday they allow people who are publishing patterns or selling yarn to advertise. And an indie dyer advertised this yarn that I bought, and I fell in love with it. It's called Dahlia, and the dyer is Never Enough Thyme, and thyme is spelled like the herb, Thyme, and this colorway is Dahlia. And I started Hermione's Everyday Socks, and look how much I got done with the first sock. I've only been knitting on this a week. This yarn is incredible. I love it. It came with the main skein and a gray skein for heels and cuff, and I think I'll have enough for toes as well. Loving it. I love this color. I'm even thinking about buying another skein of it. She has one left in her shop, so I don't know. I don't know. I really, really love this color. So this is my sock knitting. I'm knitting it on DPNs. I decided to change it up. I've been knitting all my socks lately Magic Loop, which is my kind of favorite method. It's for me the easiest because there's less needle switching. But I do enjoy knitting on DPNs once in a while, and I love my signatures, so these are on DPNs. And look, my nail polish matches. I don't know. My husband doesn't like this color, but this is one of my favorite colors, nail polish wise. And you could tell I like purples. I like purples and pinks and mauves and grays. I love all those colors. So that is my potato chippy sock knitting pattern. I was planning on doing a kind of lacy or pattern sock, which I might cast on another one that has an intricate pattern, just to have something a little more interesting on the needles. But as of now, I haven't. So what else have I got on the needles? I have just worked a little bit on my Flight of Color. I was talking last podcast rather. I'm still waiting to hear back about the sweater for the design along with Shirley Patton. So until that, I can start that sweater, I'll be knitting on this Flight of Color. And Flight of Color is, where's my notes? Flight of Color. It's by Louise Zoss Bangham. And here it is. I'm almost done with, here's the center, and I'm almost done with the left wing. It's very long. And I just keep knitting with the decreases until there are 6 stitches left, and I'm almost there. So almost done with the left wing, and then I will pick up, I have stitches on hold for the right wing. I'll do that next. It's a more striping sequence, just a different width stripe. This is being knit with, this is called Flatland Alpaca. This is from a local alpaca farm here nearby. This is This is the Spirit Trail Fiberworks Brigantia in the colorway Cyclone. The sun's hitting it, so you're not getting a really good representation of this blue. It is dark gray blue mixed with bright blue, but it's really beautiful. Too much sun. The sun is just peeking out and it's just hitting me wrong. Sorry. And then Yowza What a Skein in Fairy Dust colorway. Again, sorry for the glare. It's like a nice lavendery purple with grays. One of my favorite colors. So that, like I said, very little did I work on it, but I'm still working on it. I was speaking about how when I start knitting on my sweater that I'm doing with the Shirley Patton design along, that I'll put this in hibernation. But I might not. I might just stick it out and get it done so that I can knock one of my whips out of the ballpark, because that's one of my goals this year, is to get rid of all these unfinished projects I have, which I don't have a lot compared to a lot of people, but I don't like having any. So there's that. The other project, of course, is my yarn fairies in my garden. Circular, it's a square shawl, but it's a huge shawl by Donna Dracunis, and it's knit with Yarn Fairy sock yarn. It's 100% merino in the Apple Blossom colorway. I have knit up to clue 5. Here's the yarn label. Yarn Fairy and the Pixies present Donna Dracunis Summer 2015 Mystery Knit Along Fairies in My Garden. It's 100% superwash merino, almost 500 yards per skein, and it's a 4 skein project. And this, like I said, is the Apple Blossom colors. Great yarn, great pattern. I put it away for quite some time, and I pulled it out again recently, and I've just been like really loving it. It's hot pink. I'm just starting to incorporate the next clue, which has a little more of the browns in the yarn. Oops, I lost a stitch. Hold on. And I just started clue 5, which is supposed to look. It's called the Butterflies. So, and there's clue 4 finish. You can see it's like a waffly stitch pattern, and just a little bit of clue 5. So it doesn't look like much. Let me show you where I was last time I showed it to you. Here's the marker right down here. This is my new round stitch marker. But here's where I was last time. And there's a lot of stitches on the needle, so you could guess that I've been working a lot on this. This is actually quite a bit of progress. Let me move my stitch marker, or my progress keeper rather. Yeah, so I've just been obsessed with this. All of a sudden I took it out, and it's like giving me so much pleasure that it's all I wanted to knit on, except for that hat. But here's the story with that. So I got really sick. I was like dead in the water, bronchitis, coughing. I went to the doctor. I worked from home on the Tuesday, but I was kind of out of it that day. Went to the doctor on a Wednesday, got some antibiotics, and then I even called in sick on the Thursday. I was just not getting any rest because I had this terrible cough, and I had a chest infection, and so that was 3 days without working, and I had left my hat pattern, my hat in at work in my gym bag. So I didn't have the hat to work on when I was knitting, so that's why I started those socks. But even so, I didn't really knit that much because I was so wiped out, you know, I was totally exhausted. But I did start just one more project. I had gotten some beautiful art yarn for Christmas from my sister Kim. I got 3 skeins of her Merino Cloud, which is a really light fingering weight, super soft merino. Um, uh, fin- um, and I got 2 skeins in like a kind of like an orchid color, which I plan on doing a Alana Stakos pattern with. Um, and then I got 1 skein in a green or teal green, along with a skein of her silken sequins. And for that, I am participating in what she's calling her lazy summer knit along. I don't, let's see, I have a picture. I have not finished the first clue, and it's called a knit along that's done in clues, but it's not a mystery because the finished um, project is showed, and it's a very simple shawl, perfect for lazy knitting. And my feelings with art yarn is it's such a luxurious and beautiful yarn, especially when you get her beaded yarns, that it doesn't need to be in any fancy pattern to look extremely beautiful. A simple pattern is almost often best with art yarns, in my opinion, to show off the beautiful, luxurious yarn. So let me show you. And actually my Guardian of Air shawl, I first knit in Art Yarns Mohair Splash, which is a beaded mohair and silk blend. So here are the yarns I'm using. And sorry for the glare. It looks very green, I think, but it's very blue-green. It's a beautiful teal with blues and greens, and the sparkle is just gorgeous. I love her beadeds. They're very expensive, but if you go to Fabulous Yarns website, you can get great discounts on her on all yarns. So definitely check out that website. Here's all I've done so far. So I just really started it yesterday, cast it on because I do want to get this done. And this would just be almost like the socks in my purse. It's just take it out whenever I have some mindless knitting time and I can just throw a few rows on. But this will hopefully, as I get more done, be really luscious and beautiful, which is inevitable when you knit with art yarns. So, and that's my opinion about art yarns. It's just, it doesn't matter. It just always looks beautiful because the yarn is just gorgeous. So those are my whips. I'm putting them back in my backpack. Now let's show you the finished object. It's, of course, you may have guessed, the Woolly Wormhead Dansette hat. It's a beanie type hat. Does this look cute with my new hair? No, not really. And it's knit with On the Round sock yarn in the County Fair colorway, which is gorgeous. And I think this is my new favorite hat. Now it's not as warm as some of my other hats. I don't know how it's gonna look on me with this new haircut though. I just realized there's a dead bird on the table. Oh, anyway, I shouldn't have even told you that. But anyway, I really love this design. I love knitting with this yarn. I think I've said this before, but Woolly Wormhead as a designer is so awesomely creative, and the way she structures her hat, everything is unique. When you think about a hat, it's like, it's not easy to make a hat unique because it's really just a tube with a crown. So how do you construct a hat that's different every time? I mean, you could put stitch patterns in there and that makes it different, but then how is it different than just making a tubular swatch, right? So, and I really appreciate when you have a pattern that has a lot of thought into it. And all of her hat patterns are very unique, in their texture and in their construction. And I really appreciate that because that is just not easy. And to have designed the amount of hats that she has and um, kept it interesting, I'm just totally amazed. So I own a lot of her patterns, her hat patterns, and that's all she designs. And she has designs for every weight of yarn that you would need. And she has a lot of free ones available. This one is not. This is, excuse me, my throat's getting a little itchy. This is part of her Painted Woolly Toppers collection. I'm not sure if they're sold individually. They may be, but I recommend getting the whole collection if you have a lot of yarns, one skein yarns that are hand painted or variegated, because the designs are geared to show off those kinds of yarns. So that's why I knit this with my hand painted yarn from On the Round. All right. I also want to say that I have enough yarn, because this is a tight-fitting beanie style hat. I only used a half a skein. I have enough left that I could either do a little pair of fingerless mitts, you know, just a small pair going like right up to the knuckle and right down to the wrist, or I could do another beanie hat. Excuse me. Or I could do some short socks. Maybe I'll try doing like a short pair of toe-up socks with the yarn. I'm not really sure, but I don't want to call it scrap yarn yet, because I really do have plenty of yarn left to do an entire project. So that is basically it with the projects. What I'd like to show you next is I got in the mail my club color from Highland Handmaids. I am so like thrilled with the club colors this year from her, the Highland Handmaids Club, and with the fibers. So I'm in the luxury worsted, and this is this month's colorway. It is called On the Rocks. I know if you watch Emily's Fibertown podcast, you saw the fiber in this. Here it is in the luxury worsted. The fiber is 80% superwash Targhee. I love the word superwash. And 20% silk, which makes it really sturdy and gives it soft. So it's not only is it squishy, which you don't usually get with silk, but it's also quite soft, and it's superwash, so I can wash this. But these colors are absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. We got bronzes and baby blues and gray purples, specks of red and green. We have a deeper, darker purple and like a greenish yellow. Just beautiful colors. Great dye job by an interpretation of a photo by Heather from Highland Handmaids. So you can still join her club anytime. It's paid monthly, and I recommend it. I mean, I wish I had a skein of this in sock yarn. I love the color so much. I would love a pair of socks in this color, or even I would love to have this incorporated into a shawl, but I have the worsted weight and I'm not sure what to make with it. I'm really not sure. Maybe I'll see if I can mix it with another color and make a nice thick cowl with it. I'm just not sure yet, but it's gorgeous and I'm so happy I joined this club. The luxury worsted is $40 a month, and I believe the luxury sock is as well. It comes with little gifts, which are nice, but I would tell her you really don't need to do that, because I have lavender. She sent a lavender satchel once. She sent a candle another time, little tea candle with this. It smells delicious, but I can't light candles because my husband, with the scents, he starts sneezing. So I would say she really just, if in my opinion, she should just stick with the yarn and not bother with the extras that she might be incurring costs with. But still, it's a nice little something that, added to it. So it's a great club. This one and Hedgehog Fibers are two clubs that I am really happy that I joined. I did do the Spirit Trail Fiber Work one, which was comparable in cost to this one, and that was also very good. But it wasn't my favorite. I think what I liked was with this one, I'm choosing the weight yarn that I want. In other words, like I'm just getting worsted weight. I knew I had too much sock yarn, so I opted for the worsted weight, whereas in the Spirit Trail Fiberworks, it's whatever weight she sends. And like, I don't use lace weight yarn. And once in that club, she sent a very small skein of 100% cashmere, and it's a 50-gram skein of worsted weight cashmere. And I don't know what to do with it. And it's, it's beautiful, but I can't do anything with it. So I'm getting hot. I gotta take this off. Yeah, that was that. So what else? Do I have anything else I need to share with you? But I think no, that's it. It's very, short and sweet. I hope you all are doing good. I'm enjoying the beautiful weather. I could just stay out here forever. And I think I might, after I turn off the camera, just chill out for a while and knit here by the water. I'm actually in a inlet area. It's kind of a swampy area. If you look this way, well, if you look right behind my head, that's actually the railroad tracks, and then on the other side of that is the river. But you can't really see the river. But yeah, another beautiful spot. Nice and secluded, marshy, lots of fantastic birds to watch or listen to. One of the things I love to do when I come to places like this is just close my eyes and listen to all the sounds, not just the birds, but things blowing in the breeze, because we are so tuned out to all that stuff when we're living our day-to-day lives that and it's almost meditative. I would say it is meditative to just go outside, even in your backyard, and close your eyes and just listen. You can hear the wind, you can hear the birds, you can hear the trees creaking. Just take some time to do that and enjoy that time. So, all right, so I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Next week I'm going upstate to my mom's. And I think the weekend, I might be a little late. Next weekend I'm going to my parents' house. It's my sister Kim's birthday weekend, so we'll be having a birthday dinner for her up there. But the weekend after, I'm going to be away. So I don't know if I'll be able to podcast, and I'll be taking a long weekend, a couple of days off. I'll be going back to work on Monday. I can't take Monday off because it's the period end close. So I have to be available in case there's system issues. So it might be 3 weeks until I podcast again. So hopefully I'll have lots to show you. And maybe even, who knows, maybe even I'll have the design along sweater going by then, or at least have some, some news on it. So we'll see. Until then, have a great springtime. Enjoy the rest of April, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye, guys.